Well, it's been a decent 5-year run for NVIDIA stock. Why has this happened? Well, it turns out that they happen to make hardware that's very useful for training AI. And one of their biggest customers, Tesla, who, weirdly enough, given the fact that they're just a car company for some strange reason, is spending $10+ billion here and there buying AI training compute. Weird. Does anyone know why they're doing that? Strange. So it turns out the stock market has figured out that there's going to be pretty insane demand for AI training hardware for years to come. Wait, that kind of reminds me, didn't Tesla, what was that Dojo thing, that AI training thing that they unveiled a few years ago? Why would they need that? That's kind of weird as well for just a car company. Speaking of just a car company, here are some comments from NVIDIA's CEO. Quote, Tesla is far ahead in self-driving cars. He continues, one of the things that's really revolutionary about version 12 of Tesla's full self-driving is that it's an end-to-end generative model. Why would just a car company have an end-to-end generative AI model for self-driving? That's weird. Quote, it learns from watching videos, surround video, and it learns about how to drive end-to-end, and using generative AI, predict the path and how to understand and how to steer the car. So the technology is really revolutionary, and the work that Tesla's doing is incredible. NVIDIA's CEO also said this. He expects that one day, quote, every single car will be autonomous. Quote, this technology is very similar to the technology of large language models, but it requires just an enormous training facility. Speaking of huge amounts of AI training compute, from Musk not long ago, Tesla will spend around $10 billion this year in combined training and inference AI, the latter being primarily in the car. Any company not spending at this level and doing so efficiently cannot compete. I still don't understand why Tesla, who are just a car company, would be spending $10 billion on AI training and inference. I mean, that sounds like an enormous amount of training. Does anyone know why? Quote, and the reason for that is because there's videos. The data rate of video, the amount of data in video is so high. And now we're going to transition to totally unrelated matters, nothing to do at all with AI or training or FSD or autonomy. I thought I'd react to this new research. You guys know Gene Munster, right? Great. Their early Robotaxi event preview. I'm sure we might agree on a few points, possibly disagree on a few others. Haven't read this yet, but I thought it'd be good to go through in real time. First image we see here is a shot from a recent presentation at a Tesla event. 2 veiled vehicles. Now, I mean, this was a gigantic hint. Quite obviously, these numbers here, 300 million, 700 million vehicles on roads today in those categories. Just so happens that 99.9% of people who saw this thought, that could be a compact vehicle. Yes, it is. Probably, almost certainly a 2-seater. And this, probably a 99.69420% chance that is a high-density passenger vehicle, e.g. a van, an autonomous van. Now, Tesla spoke about this years ago in one of their master plans, talking about disrupting all major forms of terrestrial transport, including high-density passenger vehicles. High density, not low density, e.g. low density, 1-2 passengers, no, high density. So as I've been speculating, and it doesn't take a genius to join the dots here, it's extremely likely at the very least we see a 2-seater, but also pretty good chance we see some kind of van. Now, don't expect this to necessarily look like a typical van does today. After all, if this is being designed specifically with autonomy in mind, how different could the internal layout be? Food for thought. So let's get into it. While it's still more than 2 months away, I'm sharing my early predictions for the Robotaxi event. I expect 3 vehicles to be revealed, including Robotaxi, a Model 2, and Cybervan, tailored to the ride-hailing vision. Now, I'm already disagreeing here pretty strongly, as I've said recently. Tesla would have to be kind of insane to unveil a Model 2 as in a consumer product at this event. After all, it is a Robotaxi event, and as I've mentioned, if Tesla unveils that they're working, I mean, I have to make the distinction right. They talk to investors about things that the general public just doesn't pay attention to, doesn't hear about. Investors already know a much more affordable next-gen vehicle is coming, around $25,000, but most consumers don't. If consumers knew, if Tesla puts on a huge event that gets coverage everywhere, which this will, and also mentions and shows off, keywords here, shows off. Ooh, pretty picture. Don't get me started on the modular manufacturing system that was detailed recently, because there was no pretty picture, it didn't exist. If Tesla shows off what this Model 2 looks like, by the way, it's not actually called that, but you know, the $25,000 vehicle. Now that consumers have a pretty picture, many consumers will go, oh, look, it's real, and potentially delay the purchase of a 3 or Y and instead opt for this. Tesla would be shooting themselves in the foot massively by showing off what the next-gen vehicle looks like. That said, it's extremely likely that this next-gen consumer product, $25,000 vehicle, will be built on the exact same platform as a compact Robotaxi But I find it very unlikely, not impossible, but very unlikely that Tesla's actually going to show off their consumer-facing product after all. One, they'd be shooting themselves in the foot, and two, this is literally a Robotaxi event. Remember, Tesla had a specific event to unveil Model 3, a specific event for Model Y, a specific event for Cybertruck, and no doubt they will have a specific event for the next-gen vehicle, and, as I've said before, will also have the shortest possible time between unveiling this vehicle and first deliveries. Again, because they'll be shooting themselves in the foot. A load of customers who are going to buy a 3 or Y go, wait, that thing is coming out soon? I can buy that. It's almost as good. Way cheaper. Okay. Oh, wait. So, first point of disagreement. However, extremely likely we will see a Robotaxi. I mean, no shit, Sherlock. And also a van. However, there could be plenty of surprises. And FYI, just to be really clear, I actually believe that this Robotaxi vehicle platform with modular manufacturing system, the variations of the consumer product, there won't just be one $25,000-ish vehicle. There'll be multiple variations on that platform. Think compact SUV, compact van, compact sedan. Who knows what we'll see? But let's continue. I expect initial production ramps could start as soon as summer of 2025. By the way, it's 2024 when I'm recording this, just saying. With FSD approval playing a large factor in the timing. And some more thoughts on this. I think Tesla's pretty confident they're close, but if my assumptions are correct, Tesla will be pushing for regulatory approval as they're ramping production here. But if there are any delays, if it takes, quote, 2 weeks, if you know, to actually get the first approval for Robotaxis, no problem. Because they can produce the same vehicles with the steering wheel and the pedals to sell to consumers on those same production lines and just switch quite efficiently, assuming they're developing these to be built on the same production lines on the same platform. Just switch as necessary as Robotaxis are approved in region after region. These vehicles fit into Elon's vision that they need to solve autonomy to unlock shareholder value. Key takeaways. Number one, they're expecting a Robotaxi, the next-gen vehicle, a $25,000 consumer vehicle, and Cybervan to be unveiled in August. Best case outlook is Model 2, as they continue to call it, will begin ramping production in the summer of 2025. The Robotaxi and Cybervan timing will be heavily dependent on regulation. So what to expect on August 8th? Before I jump into my predictions, I want to give some context to my product announcement framework. My view factored in several sources, including public comments from Elon and other Tesla management over the past 17 months, and added perspective from Tesla followers. I'm going to skip ahead on some of this. If you guys want to read the full thing, just pause the video. Let's get to the meat and bones here. The expectations. 1. Robotaxi. I expect we'll see a physical prototype of the Robotaxi. Well, Captain Obvious? No shit, Sherlock. This is the easiest prediction of all time. We also believe their model will have a futuristic feel like that of the Cybertruck, without a steering wheel, pedals, or mirrors. Additionally, the reveal will include a demo of the Robotaxi in action, summoned by the Tesla ride-hailing app, and showing off its autonomous capabilities by maneuvering some sort of track or route. Quite possible. I mean, these aren't exactly super courageous predictions here. However, number 2 is the $25,000 Tesla, aka Model 2, Model A, whatever. I really just think Tesla should call it Tesla Q, since that's the thing that's going to absolutely roast those guys and be the end of them, will be previewed with no working prototype. I expect this vehicle that will share similarities with the Robotaxi. While Model 2 will have a steering wheel, pedals, and mirrors, it won't require FSD to operate. The body will be distinguishable from the Robotaxi, but overall will be on the same production as Robotaxi. Now, I agree it's going to be on the same platform, but I really don't think it's likely. It is possible, but I don't think it's that likely that Tesla's going to show this thing off. Why would they? Again, just shooting themselves in the foot. Cybervan. I expect Elon will unveil plans for a fully autonomous passenger van for 8 to 10 people. While the passenger van will be light on Tesla's sleek signature design, it will be heavy on leveraging autonomy for the ride-hailing vision of affordable transportation. This vehicle will be focused on dense urban areas and could play a role in the future of public transportation, which we estimate expands the ride-hailing addressable market by 20%. Totally agree on this. Adding to my belief, by the way, just to be really clear, it's quite possible that just like there's a Robotaxi on the next-gen platform and there's a consumer variation, very similar. I expect also it's quite probable that Tesla, if they're developing a, quote, Cybervan, will also have a variation for consumers on that same platform. The soccer mum market is big. It's not just those, but remember, couriers use vans all the fucking time as well. Adding to my belief that the Cybervan is nearing announcement was a slide below from March 2023. Tesla investor presentation. Yeah, we've seen this. That's what we covered in the intro. 2. 3 key August 8 moments from the March earnings call. 1. Quote, we've updated our future of vehicle lineup to accelerate the launch of new models ahead. I previously mentioned start of production in the second half of 2025, so we expect it to be more like early 2025, if not late this year. These new vehicles, keyword by the way, vehicles, plural, including more affordable models, We'll use aspects of the next generation platform as well as aspects of our current platforms. Gene's take here, there was an emphasis on the, quote, affordable models, as in plural. Indeed. We will see more than one vehicle announced. Now, I'm not so sure about this again. Tesla kind of be shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. They've told investors what they're doing, but we're pretty surprised if at the Robotaxi event, they unveil their interim vehicles. I just don't think that's going to happen. I could be wrong. I'm saying that's maybe like a 5% chance. 2, quote, as we've announced, we'll be showcasing our purpose-built Robotaxi or Cybercab in August. Their take, we will see an actual vehicle, not a rendering, as previewed in the shareholder video on May 20th. 3, we'll talk about this more on August 8th, but really, the way to think of Tesla is almost entirely in terms of solving autonomy and being able to turn on that autonomy for a gigantic fleet. And I think it might be the biggest asset value appreciation in history when that day happens, when you can do unsupervised full self-driving. And their take, in Elon's mind, the $25,000 vehicle feels like an annoying prerequisite to get to the Robotaxi. 3, the gap between announcement and production ramp. Recent comments from the Tesla Semi lead engineer indicated the Semi's production ramp will start by 2026. His comments are important as a reminder to Tesla investors regarding the gap between unveiling a product and ramping production. Let's just skip to the point here. The Model 3, months from unveiling to production. 16, Model Y, 10, Cybertruck, 48. Now, why would Cybertruck be such a long time? 1, cell constrained. 2, never been done before. Model 3 and Model Y will basically make a well-engineered electric version of vehicles using fairly conventional manufacturing systems for the outside, the inside, just a different powertrain. Electric motors, batteries, cool story, bro. The Cybertruck, bro, 48-volt architecture, steer-by-wire, the stainless steel exoskeleton, and a million other things as well. It's a true feat of engineering and extremely, just revolutionary. Roadster, the cherry on top keeps getting kicked down the road because other things are taking priority. And the Semi, something like that at that scale, never been done before. Again, initially cell-constrained. Tesla no doubt would have liked these things ramped up fully much sooner, but the Model 3 and the Model Y were the most important products for Tesla to ramp, and they've done so successfully and are absolutely killing it. Again, Model Y, the world's best-selling vehicle. And between 3 and Y alone, these models are carrying Tesla production, revenue, you name it. These are the vehicles collecting the data to solve autonomy. You can clearly see Tesla's priorities here. So overall, some predictions I agree with, some I strongly disagree with, some kind of a little bit on the fence. But in summary, very obviously, we're going to see a Robotaxi, dedicated Robotaxi, a real vehicle, not a fucking computer rendering. This ain't Nikola. It's a real, actual vehicle, not a pusher. Almost certainly a 2-seater. It's possible, could be a 4-seater, a little bit cramped in the back maybe, but a 2-door most likely. Remember, most trips, Ubers, taxis, it's one person, occasionally 2, and rarely a family, in which case, good thing Tesla's already got a bunch of Model 3s and Model Ys on roads. It could also act as Robotaxis with a software update, never mind a potential cyber van. I think it's pretty likely, but not 100%, that we'll also see the higher density vehicle. And I think it is extremely unlikely Tesla's going to show or even mention, at least not explicitly, a next-gen consumer vehicle being built on this platform. It's just not the right place all the time, and they'd just be shooting themselves in the foot unless they're about to go, oh, by the way, you can order them now, production starts in 3 seconds. In which case, well, that'll be a nice surprise. In conclusion, Tesla is just a car company. Robotaxis are never going to happen. And NVIDIA's CEO is a moron who doesn't know anything, and so you should ignore him saying that Tesla's far ahead in terms of self-driving vehicles. Or maybe I just said that because I'm still buying Tesla stock with every spare cent. Don't tell anyone. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. There's plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend, seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously, there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game has improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.